Hi everyone, I'm Lily and I'm here with Sonia today to talk about our project Educational House. So what is Educational House? Educational House is a Ukrainian-based and focused educational news outlet that's geared towards a young adult audience like us, like Gen Z, and it mostly revolves around social media and mainly Instagram, and all content is in Ukrainian to keep Ukrainian spirit up. In this day and age, studies show that most young adults do not keep up with the news. We don't watch the news, we don't read newspapers or anything like that. The only news that we consume is through social media, and even then, it's not whatever we're following. It's most likely things that we see on our Explore page or on our For You page just happens to come across. And Educational House aims to change this to educate young Ukrainian adults on more social, cultural, artistic news by creating like an engaging and thought-provoking and aesthetic platform.
Yeah, and let me talk about previous situation which we had before attending the social media marketing class. Educational House at this point had 134 followers, and as you can see from the picture on the right side of the screen, they had also unregular posting. It was a really big delays in posting each one. And the whole type of media content was mostly informational photos with carousel format. It was full-sized journalism material and short reels just to engage audience more. But there was no unique strategy. Then tone of voice was presenting information on horizontal level. There was no hierarchy because of the reason that journalists are the same age as the followers mostly. And this is the thing that we decided not to change during our work with Educational House. There were only three people in a team: CEO, one designer, and one journalist, which was obviously not enough to producing content rapidly and to posting it regularly. And Educational House, before working with us, used target advertising in Instagram once, and there was one collaboration. And what was their unique proposition by Educational House at the beginning? Unique journalism materials about topics which have not been covered yet by the other media, and volunteering and supporting education. On the left side of the screen, you can see how our posts look now, and we will talk about it more later. But the thing was that audience was not really engaging with such a big materials, and there was no comments and no reactions and everything. Current stats, the big grow number is that our followers engagement grew more than 200%, which is a big success because of the work we have done there. Also, our followers grew up on 22%, which are now 165 followers, and we have far more time journalism here, because we currently have four journalists on the team, and this is enough for producing enough materials and to post it according to the schedule. But now the owner of Educational House will work more on recruiting designers, because now there are not enough designers to produce that much journalism materials here.
Yeah, and fun fact, Sonia's editor-in-chief.
Yeah.
Important. Okay, so who is our audience? Like we said, it is young adult, Gen Z, our age, for the most part. So these are some just our personas that you've already seen, and some students who are active on our account, and they are both, 20, 18. They're students at universities who are interested in some type of media, whether that's artistic, pop culture, news, etc., because we cover it all. Okay, and here's a little bit of the boring part. Here's our audit. So our performance, our posts from June 29th to February 16th, we only had 23 posts, and our interactions were very low. Our like counts, shares, comments were very low. We were losing followers. It was not that great. Our audience, our follower count, like Sonia just said, jumped 22.2% since February, and our engagement increased 233%, which is we're quite happy with. Our goals were to increase follower count by 47% by May, and we're almost there, and we're already halfway, so it seems like a reachable goal, like a SMART goal. I think we can do that. We want to create a realistic content schedule, like as Sonia mentioned before, that the posting was very irregular, and that's not very good for increasing engagement on social media. Consistency is key. And we want to contribute to the launch of the website and the YouTube channel, which will be coming in the summer, in a few weeks. Our internal factors and strengths, a trademark design that can be easily recognized by our followers, and you will get to see our layout in a second. We are registered as a non-government organization, an NGO, and we are relied on by followers as a source of news and education and entertainment. Our internal factors that are weaknesses are that our lack of dedicated journalists and content creators. Previously, we have journalists now, but as Sonia said, we need designers, so we're still a little bit unbalanced. We didn't have consistent posting, now we do. And no website or YouTube for wider access, that is in progress. The external factors are opportunities and threats. Our opportunities are that competitors are not using Instagram stories as an educational format in an educational way. Our threats are international censorship, a language barrier, and competitors have more staff. So these are just some examples. You've seen some of these ads. The ones in English have been translated by Sonia, but most of them, of course, all of them are in Ukrainian. So this is our layout and our kind of vibe.
Yeah, and that is how the page looks now. You can compare it with previous looking. We changed our design. We kind of working more on it, and we now have our own style, such as cut portraits, as you can see, shadows and text frames around the pictures, which can be our key feature, which makes us recognizable with among our competitors. And now we have consistent posting, and I decided not to put numbers on the pictures because I wanted you to see design now. And it was like the biggest delay was 6 days. And now we are working more and more on it to post every 3 days, at least twice a week. And we are doing quite successful with that. And what we have changed in the content, we added 3 rubrics in our stories, which was horoscopes, which was probably the most successful launching because it was a post which received 3 times more engagement, and after that we had 10 more followers, which was in comparison with our really little first number is a big number. We launched rubric Mondays News, and now we have a journalist who is responsible for that. Also, we launched rubric Picture of the Day inside our topic about artists and about art as whole. Also, we are working on YouTube channel, and I've already prepared a big text for that. The owner is working on looking for illustrations and for the person who will make this video, and website it will be launched the very soon because we already have our pictures that like pictures of journalism and journalists and our pages with our own materials. We are doing our management through the Notion, and I translated it for you as well. Notion for us is such a place where we can put information which can be visible for every worker, and such way we have the same standards, the same format of writing, for example. So our plan for April was to launch YouTube and to publish one video there, which is in progress now, to launch horoscopes because this is a new rubrics, to launch the website, which is right in the ending, and to launch the picture of the day. And lower we have information which can be visible for every worker, as I said, topics in which Educational House is producing materials and pieces Then our rubrics, which are like 3 rubrics in stories and 2 rubrics in regular posting. Editing algorithm, as well as like I'm an editor-in-chief, and our main targeted audience were journalists who has no experience or little experience in writing because it's easier to recruit them. Um, we need to make an editing algorithm, so they send materials to me, I edit them, and then we have an algorithm just to post quality content. And also we have formats of writing here. Rubrics and Instagram stories. As I mentioned, we have 3 of them now. The first one is Monday News, and every Monday our journalist named Andriy, who is a student of politics, he publishes one news from the following topics: culture, history, cinema, theater, or psychology. It is often about events or different prizes. Also, we launched horoscopes, which was in the first months of launching in April, definitely. It was in regular posts, but we decided to move it to the Instagram stories as well, as it's like easier to see here. And on the first of the months, we make a post story with horoscopes. Every month, the topic is different. Last month, the topic was Ukrainian poets. And what was interesting for our audience, and I think it was the key point of such a big engaging, that we choose, for example, Aries, and we chose Ukrainian poet who is the same zodiac sign, and then we put a quote from their poetries there. The next month will be connected with history persons of 19th century. Picture of the day, it is a Thursday rubrics, and on this day, journalist Alena publishes one picture by famous Ukrainian artist and tells about its story. Content plan with posts. You can see the posts marked that we already have posted, and also on a colored blocks here, you can see the names of journalists who are working on. So such way our journalists can see what amount of work they have to do before the end of the month. And now our content is more or less regular, and everyone can see what we are doing next month.
Well, thank you
So
guys.
yeah, thank you for attention, and yeah.
Thanks for your attention, your patience. It's been a great semester. We loved seeing all your projects and all your improvement. It's been really great. Thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you.